Hi, Miss Miller here to help make distance learning work better for you. In this video, I will be going over some tried and true practices to organizing your digital locker. Let's start with your Google Drive folders. It is easy to search for documents in Google Drive, but what happens when you forgot to name a document? Or the document is named something other than what you thought? What happens when you have multiple documents that are all copies of each other or all untitled? This is where the value of organizing your digital locker comes into play. Here are 3 tips to creating Google Drive folders. To start, think about what classes you currently have. You should make one folder for each one of those. For example, math, ELA, foreign language, science, etc. You may want to also create a folder for unsorted documents. You can go through these later on to see if there are items you should keep or items you can delete. For those you want to keep, try creating school year folders. For example, school year 1920, school year 1819, etc. Second, you need to be able to quickly find exactly what you're looking for. Color coding your folders can help. In Google Drive, right-click on the folder you want to add color to. Select Change Color, and you'll be able to pick the color you want. Your subfolders should be related to your folder. If the folder is general, the subfolder should be specific. For example, in ELA class, I may have papers I've written, exams, note sheets, and class projects. These should be subfolders within the larger folder of ELA. To add a subfolder in Google Drive, make a new folder. Name it the name you want your subfolder to be. Then drag this folder into the parent folder. Now, when you open up the parent folder, you'll see the subfolder inside. Or if you have the parent folder open, you can create a new folder right inside it. Now that we've looked at folders and subfolders, let's take a look at how to organize the files in your drive. Now I'll offer you 4 tips for organizing the files within your drive. You can sort your existing files into folders right in your drive by dragging and dropping the files into a folder, selecting multiple files at once to drag into a folder. When you have the file open, you can go to File, select Move, then choose the folder to which you want to send the file. Or click on the Move icon at the top of the screen, then select the folder you want. Lastly, try clicking on the list view in the upper right-hand corner of your screen to more quickly organize your files. Now let's talk about how to continue to stay organized after your initial cleanup of your digital locker. You don't want to continue the clutter. Always name your files. This one sounds obvious, but how many untitled files do you actually have in your drive? I certainly have a lot. And how many have a title that makes no sense? Do note that Google pulls from the first sentence to name most unnamed files. So if your opening line doesn't make a good title, you need to change the title manually. Just click up on the title bar and you can delete the text that's automatically plugged in. Then give it a title that makes sense. Also, consider adding dates to your file names. This is especially true if you're working in a folder with multiple copies of similar things. For instance, if you save essays in a folder, you may end up with many from the same class for one school year. Do yourself a favor and put the date or month name in the title. When you create a new file, you can immediately move the file into the folder where you would like to keep it. Or, just like earlier when we created subfolders inside the parent folder we wanted to keep it, you can create the file within the appropriate folder right from the start. When a file is shared with you, select the Add to Drive icon and immediately select the folder in which you want to save the file in your drive. You can do this even if you are not the owner of the file. Now, wouldn't it be nice to quickly find all of your current works in progress? With the star option, you can. Find the file you want to star, then right-click on it. From the menu, select Add to Starred. Now, click on the Starred option over on the left-hand sidebar. It has this handy star icon to help stand out. When you open this folder, you'll see everything you've starred. When you no longer need an item in this folder, you can right-click on it again. There's an option to remove from starred. Click on that, and you'll no longer be able to access it from the starred folder. If you remember to add and remove items, this is my favorite way of finding files I'm currently working on. But if you forget to remove the stars, it can quickly clutter up. Finally, when you are done organizing all of your files, delete what you don't need anymore. And most importantly, go slowly. It took a long time to get cluttered. It could take a long time to get organized. Take your time, work on it a little bit at a time. Make organizing your digital locker a habit. I hope this presentation will help you work a little smarter and more organized during distance learning and continue when we return to school.